Greetings everybody. We're going to be creating a caricature for our first task and using Pixlr editor. We're going to be learning how to use the Liquify tool. So a caricature is an exaggeration of the real look of somebody or something, as you see there. So let's learn how to do this. But first thing is we got to prep some imagery. So find some images online or some of your own personal photos of like even yourself. A straight ahead view is pretty good. So I found one of Robert Downey Jr. First step is really to get organized in this process. So number one thing you want to do is go to Drive. If you don't have a folder already created for Photoshop files, create a new folder. I'm going to title mine period 3 Photoshop files. Hit create. That way, when you're done saving images, put them in here so you can easily retrieve them later on. Next thing is I have a handy dandy link to Pixlr Editor, the free site. And right here we'll just click open image, and we're going to upload an image we want to work with. So for today I'm going to be using Robert Downey Jr. Some things look very much like Photoshop, such as you have the navigator right there. You can collapse that whenever you want to. You have the history tools, and you have the layers, and you can create a new layer there. Also, if you highlight over any control, you can see what it does. We're going to be using the Liquify tool today, and maybe the blur tool at some other point, but we're going to work on the Liquify. Also, if you want to open up two images, you can click another one, and you have two files open just like on Photoshop to work in between two pictures if you'd like. Step 3, let's learn how to use the Liquify tool. Okay, so the Liquify tool is located fourth down from the left. And there's a few different features. There's a push feature, which allows you to push imagery around. I'm just going to undo. You can see how you can also resize images by shrinking them or enlarging them. So that's the enlarge feature. Right there, that's the pinch feature to kind of bring imagery in. And then the swirl feature. You can do a big swirl and make it look kind of psychedelic, but right here it's pretty simple. Also, the size. You can change the size of your brush to control a large area or a small area. And then, of course, the strength of the brush if you want to control it really harshly or softly. When thinking about doing a caricature, we want to think about exaggerating the features someone has. So I'm going to use the push tool right here to liquify. See, if I use it too much, I can squish the whole face around, but I can always bring it back. So I'm going to be pulling in the jawline, pulling in the from like the bottom of the hairline. I'm going to push that in. I want to give him like a big kind of like tall like forehead. I'm going to push up his jaws. I'm going to zoom in. And again, you can always change the size of your brush to control a larger or smaller area. So I'm going to kind of chisel out his chin there and make it kind of lumpy. You'll notice I'm affecting the collar on the shirt a little bit, so I'll need to make adjustments to that later. I'm going to drag the ear around a little bit here. Where the plus sign is in the center of that brush is the area you're controlling to push. That's where it's sensitive. Here I'm going to expand out, so I'm going to use that that enlarge feature, and then use the push tool to kind of push the eye out more to the left, and then the other eye out more to the right by pushing the outer edge and the inner edge out. Again, I'm going to switch back and forth between tools. I'm going to lift up his nose a little here with the Liquify tool. Then I'm going to also pinch in his lips a little, like pucker them in. Now I'm going to attempt to like move the mouth up. Maybe give him a little bit of a smiley smirk there too. So I can change his expression a touch as well. The whole thing is to have some fun with it and create a like more cartoonish version of the realistic image you want to do. Someone's got kind of like little ears, you can squish them, make them look even smaller. If someone's got pretty bushy eyebrows, you can make them look fuller and bushier. what I'm going to do here with Robert Downey Jr. is I'm going to point up his eyebrows out a little bit more and expand them expressively. I'll start pulling his hair in where it comes down to his ears, because I'm going to give him like a really tall forehead. Now I'm just going to speed up the process a little bit, get a little outlandish with some features. Always checking back and forth, seeing how I like how it's coming out. This helps me see how the overall features of the face look. I'm going to use the pinch feature here to kind of minimize the body and make him a little funkier looking. Pull in the neck right there. Try not to have it affect the face too much. Just give him a silly kind of loose body expression there to kind of complement the face. There you go. That's using the Liquify tool to alter and have a little fun with some illustrative work. Try it out. Pick a couple faces and play around with this, or do a couple different versions of the same face. Good luck, everybody.